Oh yeah, that's a good start to the day. Hi everyone, welcome back. This week we're going back racing, and I started off with a hernia and back problems. Don't do that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Just be used to the fact that I like to try to hurt myself because I do things by myself and am too stubborn to ask for help. Tell your friends, tell your family if you think you might enjoy this type of thing. We are going racing this week again after an off week, which we always have at Stafford. There's always an off week after the opener, which is a good thing because last year we lost a transmission. This year I don't have any brakes on anything and I had to fix all those. So I'm glad to have off weeks every once in a while, which thankfully this year we're going to get a few. We got at least 3 more months with one off week, so that's pretty cool. Another way that you can help out, not only by subscribing, which really helps me with the ad revenue and the algorithms and all those things, is you can go to GleasonBrosRacing.com and get your race team merch. It is race season. We have race team shirts and stickers. I'm thinking about adding a few more things. Trust me, I really have a few ideas, but getting them put to paper is a little bit difficult because of my time constraints. I have a full-time job and the YouTube channel and racing and a family at multiple locations. So it's a little bit of a stretch, let's just say. So anyway, you can help me out with that. But this week, yeah, we're going back racing. It's going to be the start of the weekly grind. Everything should be fixed and done and ready on the car, but clearly we're going to go through it again just to make sure we have other stuff. And in the opener, you saw me bring a brand... That is absolutely not a brand new axle over here, but it is new to racing, let's say. My brother was kind enough to hand me this core that was sitting in his yard for a while. I don't think it's ever touched a race car. I think they probably cut it out of a stock vehicle and we just put it under a tarp and left it, but she needs some work. And it looks pretty clean. Well, clean is a relative term. Rust is nothing to us. So it's not really a huge deal. What's clean is the fact that there's no welds on the seams. There's no bend marks. All the lowers look like they're perfectly stock. So what I'm going to do is at some point I want to make a spare rear that's not a Ford 9-inch so that it'll be a little bit easier to carry in my truck. It's not so heavy and I can just put it in if I need it really quick. The 9-inch is kind of heavy, but it is also really durable. This, I'm going to knock the end plates off. We're going to knock the bump stops off. We're going to put some pads on it. Rebuild the gears, put different axles and seals and bearings and stuff in it. Completely redo it. Hopefully those parts get here soon so that we can build one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Ford 9-inch rears, but after having a tech one last year when they pulled us into tech and said, all right, pull your rear diff apart. And everyone had stock rears, and all they had to do was pull the cover off and have a tech guy shine a flashlight in there and say, you're good. And we were over in the corner pulling axles out, pulling the center out, pulling the drive shaft off. We were there an hour longer than we should have been. So the 9-inch will be the backup, and I'm going to have stock rears because they're just so much easier to tech. Anyway... that'll be a project for whenever Rock Auto parts get here. I'm going to go pull stuff that are completely unrelated to the channel out of the bed of my truck and get a hernia doing that as well, because I brought home all of my snowplow parts from my parents' house that I left over there in the winter because my plow broke in half there and I needed to try to find a way to fix it. And couldn't get down there to get it back until now, which is now May. But I got it out of their yard, so that'll be scrapped as soon as possible. It's going to go into my plow truck's bed and get out of my yard. But I'm going to go do that first, then I'm going to come back, and we'll find something to do in the shop. That's as far as that's going. If you guys ever wonder why people with small properties have tractors, it's because they have stuff like this that they can't move by hand. This isn't even it, by the way. Even this frame weighs a ton. I only have 3/4 of an acre, but man, I need a tractor. Hell yeah. This thing is as torn down as I can get besides the brake lines and the bearings. I'll get to those in a minute, but I'll probably have to, yeah, I should probably yank out the bearing races as well because I'm starting to see a little bit of water intrusion in this thing. And if I get out of the light, you can see right there where my finger touched, it had just started to rust. So I got to this thing just in time. This thing would never see use on the road again, but it will see use as a race rear. But still got to strip a bunch of stuff. Still got to clean it up. I don't know if my spot blaster is really up to this because it stinks. I might need a different media for it, but I need to show you the cool tool that I have to knock these bearings out because I got a slide hammer, but I don't have the attachment for it. And here it is. A solid metal rod called the bearing basher. Patent pending. One end is the bearing end, as you can see in my poor handwriting, where I cut it flat. And there's a bunch of fuzz from a rag on it because I just wiped it off. But it's completely flush. And on the other end is, well, whatever. It's just an end that you bash with. And what you do is you slide it in the axle, and I'm not putting it in there because I'm not getting it greasy again. You slide it in, and you hammer it from one side out the other side, and it knocks the bearings out. Works like a charm. And I searched for about 2 hours to find this in the backyard, but luckily I found it, and it worked perfectly. Got the job done in about 5 minutes. So we'll get this thing put together at some point, but I think I'm done for the day. It is lovely that my day off, which is today, was like 75 degrees. However, my dumb self wore jeans and a work shirt and stood out in the sun all day like an idiot. So, I did all sorts of physical labor, getting that snowplow out of the back of my truck and into the other truck. And that thing, my God, I mean, I'm wondering why my frame broke in half on my truck. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it weighs like 1,000 pounds. The thing is so massive. I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense now. I mean, it can't be wimpy. So I'm going to go shower and rest. I got league night tonight anyway. The car is pretty much ready. We got to just kind of run through it. It's only Thursday, not even Thursday. It's only Tuesday. And I'm just going to be putting it on scales and running a quick grease gun over it. And it's not going to be too big a deal. I actually spent most of today cleaning. So I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm in here again to at least start work on the car. I'm going to see when my parts show up though. By the way, remember last video where I said isopropyl alcohol was really good at taking stuff off of wraps? And a buddy of mine kind of texted me and said, hey, dummy, remember how you used WD-40 all last year and it was your go-to and you have a gallon jug of it? Yeah, I forgot because this stuff is way better, by the way. It's like, let me just toss a little bit on there and it melted off completely. I didn't even pre-soak that at all. And it's gone. Oh, I didn't realize the entire deck lid is dirty. Oh, all right, well, now I got to clean the whole thing, but you get my drift. Let's do a more conspicuous spot here. There we go. That's a lot. Yeah, I have a spray bottle of WD-40. Yep, there it goes. There's all of it. I'll even go over here. Yep, there's that. That's gone. Then I come through, I forgot, I come through after this with the alcohol and it cuts the WD-40 slime. Because WD-40 is technically a penetrating lubricant, so it's got some kind of an oil in it. So that will absolutely clean that off. Look at that. Yeah. My bad. All right, next day we are back to work on the actual car, not just the spare parts I'm trying to make for it. And we have a few things to tackle before we have our load up day tomorrow. Chief among which is we have an issue with rear suspension that I have to address, and I have to go through the front suspension to make sure nothing's bent. Now, the rear spring perch on the left rear of this car is a little too big. See, this is the one I'd cut out of the right rear, and this is what I should have in there, which is on my Ford 9 inches. This one, it's a lot taller, but it's a lot more narrow. With this one, I don't know who made these, but it says All-Star, but the top is different. So I think the bottom is just All-Star stuff. If you use anything that's let's just say over, oh, okay, maybe it's the type of spring, but that's a different type of spring than what I'm using. Oh, I'm using these, using something like that, the purple ones. But if you use anything bigger than, say, a 175 in your left rear, you can't put it on. It's too, oh, I know why this one works, because I ground it off. I didn't grind off the other one. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. If you use anything higher than, say, a 175, it doesn't fit. Like, it doesn't slide on easily, and then when it's on, you can't get it back off. So that makes selection for tuning very difficult, because you're kind of stuck with like one or two types of, or whatever you guys use. I don't know what you guys use, but if you want to go higher, you can't. So I want to make sure that I can at least change springs if I want to try something. That's kind of a big deal. I don't like the concept of being pigeonholed into like one or two springs. And it's like, oh, you want to go higher to try something? Well, you can't. Sorry about that. It's like, no, I don't like that. I want to be able to put what I want when I want in my car. That's the whole point, is adjustability wins races. We can't have that. After that, we're going to move up front, and we're going to put a wrench to the ball joints because, well, you can see, made a little bit of contact with something over here. The left front got a little contact on that too. I just want to be safe. You know, it's routine maintenance. I want to make sure that the ball joints are okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to unpin the two ball joints on each side, upper and lower, and we're going to put a wrench to them. Now, what happens when you bend a ball joint is it stretches it, especially in the taper. So if it stretches it in any way in the taper, it will loosen the nut, even a little bit. So if you pull the pin out and you tighten just a little bit, that ball joint's bent. So it's a very quick and easy way to figure out if they're bent. You don't have to take them apart. You don't have to do a visual inspection. Just, is it loose? Yes, it's probably bent. You should probably change it. So we'll have to pull that apart, take a look at that, and that should be pretty quick. Boy, I wish I had more room in this shop. Anyway, we got her pretty close on scales. Made some changes to put it back to where it was. I think we might have, even with the small amount of changes that we made, just kind of gone a little too far from where we should have been. This puts us right back in the ballpark of where we probably should be. And tomorrow, luckily, all we really have to do is just throw it on scales just to finalize. We don't even have to really touch it. We just roll it on. That's if we want to. And just maybe eyeball the geometry. Didn't touch anything really. I mean, the ride heights are incredibly close to where they were. So maybe I'll just set toe and send it and make sure that they're tight. Always make sure they're tight. I think that should do it for tonight. I'm tired. I spent all night out here. It went a lot longer than I should have. I mean, I didn't expect to be out here this long, but that's race cars. That happens. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get the geometry finished. We'll load the trailer up, get the truck hooked up, and have it ready to go again on Friday. Okay, it is load up day. We got a couple minor things to do before we throw her in the box. I already got the truck hooked back up. Everything seems to be working appropriately. Even some of the lights turned back on since, you know, it actually has a ground and proper voltage getting to it this time. Either way, we are going to give this thing a good once over, and I'm probably going to clean it because it's dusty. I'm going to throw a California duster through it or something and just get the dust out of the interior, because when you go out there on track, first practice, make sure your visor's down. because, oh boy, you get a lot of stuff in your eyes. You get a lot of stuff in your eyes anyway, even with the windshield and like maybe even some side windows, which I don't have any. But you just want to do that. There's my there's my dad advice for the day. Put your visor down. It's fine. You'll be fine. Anyway, we got to give her a once over. I want to roll it onto the scale pads like halfway because I can check my toe from that, which is actually pretty handy. And then I'm probably not even going to do the geometry. I'm just going to look over my notes and see if the frame heights are relatively close to what they were last race. And if they are, geometry should be the same. Nothing's bent, nothing changed. So give her a good once over. Maybe roll it on the scales one more time. Kind of doubt it. But then we got to load the trailer and be ready to go for tomorrow. Okay, car's in the box, and I dusted the shop with the blower, which was probably a bad idea because the little fan that I have to evacuate air, not that big, so I think I just moved the dust from one spot to another. Anyway, we are ready to go. I was looking through my notes. I got them sitting over here. I was transcribing them, and I just kind of said, you know what, I don't really feel like trying to learn things this year. Let's just go with what works and try to adjust it to what we like. I think that's a pretty solid strategy, if you don't mind me saying, but I looked at the setup from when we won our second race last year when we put Old Reliable setup back in it, and the numbers are pretty similar. So we'll just see if we'll see if it translates tomorrow. But I got to go in. I know it's pretty early still, but I got a lot of stuff to do. So I will get to gathering my stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it's the next day. It is race day. I just got home from work, turned around, checked everything, and made sure I had all my stuff, except for the fact that my AC doesn't work, which I don't really need it today. We seem to be good, so everything should be good to go. We're going to try to get up there ASAP. Hopefully get a good parking spot. Never know. Alright, race number 2, and the clouds are kind of ugly. I did hit rain pretty much the entire way up here, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it stays away. That would be nice, because I already made the trip. Practice report. Took a little time to get confident back in the car again because, well, the last time I drove it, it had no brakes, and the last time I drove it, it pushed like a dump truck. Or, well, in the feature, it was actually kind of on ice skates, but it wasn't too bad. I'm just trying to regain confidence in the car. We took it easy. I drove it in just fine, hit the brakes, it worked just fine. So I just got to rework how I drive the car again. I'm feeling kind of rusty for the second time. So we're going to start on the outside of the heat race, and I think in 4th. I'll probably throw a camera in there just in case anything consequential happens, but heat race up next. Heat race report. Not as bad. Still fighting a little bit of turn, but it is way better than it was last race. That's for sure. But gonna be starting pretty close towards the front. We lost a lot of cars this year. I'm used to seeing like 24, 26 cars. We're down to like 15. I don't know what happened in the off season. There were no real rule changes or anything really major. And to be honest with you, they changed the price of the fuel. It used to be $15, now it's 11. It was 10. Actually, it was 9 last year. And tire prices are also lower because they made us buy them every other week instead of every week. So they tried their best to make it cheaper, but I don't know what the deal is. People have personal lives, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we'll see some come back, but I don't know. Going to be starting pretty damn close to the front, probably 3rd or 4th. So keep your head on straight.
podium is with Tim Perkowski.
A great third place finish this evening for Brent Gleason. Congratulations on a third place finish. Talk about the race and what you saw out there going out in front of the front windshield.
That was kind of a gift for all of us, being green to checkered and stuff. And boy, we've been fighting tight since the first race of the year, and we're kind of getting a handle on it, but it was a little bit off tonight. But going green to checkered and starting and finishing third, like I said, I'll take that any night because it just gets us out of here with a nice, clean race car and no real issues, so I'll take it. But I got to thank my sponsors, Northeast Truck and Off-Road. I got to thank Glenn Boss, Frank Jr., my brother Jesse, my wife, my son, my mother, everybody at home, all the fans out there for coming out. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much.
And that's the Street Stock Podium. Ben and Bonza, back to you.
Well, there's no question about it. We've seen two features.
It's the next day. I haven't even unloaded yet. It's actually kind of late in the next day too. It's like 4 o'clock. I don't know. I'm just kind of out here. Oh, shut up. Guy gets a loud car. Now he just drives it like that. I was 18 once too. Whatever. I'm just going to hose this rear end off because it's about to rain. And I'd really like to get this car in, considering how much it's going to rain, and I really don't like unloading in the rain, but I got this rear end to rebuild. I might as well do it now, and if it rains, oh well, at least now it's going to be clean. Barely made that one. Guess I don't have to hose that out as much, but seeing as how I already did, I guess it doesn't matter. Back in the shop, and it looks exactly like the way it left, except there's a small ding in the front bumper. I don't remember hitting anybody. Huh. I don't know. I'll have to review the GoPro. I still haven't pulled off of the car yet, but for right now, I think I'm just going to throw her in the air and make a list. All right, I got her jacked up. I was giving her a good once-over just to kind of get an idea of what we needed to do. I wrote a bunch of things down on the board that we're going to at least address. I don't think there's a lot of stuff that we really need to fix or even try. There's a few minor adjustments that could probably cure the problem we had. I mean, in all honesty, in the feature, we ran pretty much the same lap times as the faster guys, save for one maybe, but we got to get to his level before we really start worrying about what we're doing, you know? So we're going to take baby steps instead of just diving straight into making a whole bunch of changes, because that's where my biggest problem has been just making too many changes at once. If I take baby steps, I learn a lot more than taking wild swings and hoping I catch one, you know? So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to build some spare stuff. Like I got a rear end that I want to put together. It would be really nice to have a spare, because in case I find something midweek like, oh, an axle seal let go and I don't have one, or a bearing might be letting go and I don't have one, and I can swap it right out, at least have a brand new one ready to go and put it in, as long as the rain doesn't wash it away. So while we do that this upcoming week, I'm done for this week. And hopefully, like I said, we don't find a lot and that we don't have to do a lot for maintenance. and we can be right back on track and trying to be better next week. A way that you can help me be better is by subscribing. You can go over to the channel and just hit the subscribe button. It's free, it's easy to do, it helps you stay up to date on what I'm doing if you're interested in any way. I mean, a few people are, I guess, and that's really cool. I appreciated all the cheers when we finished third this week. That was really cool. Thank you all very much. Tell your friends, tell anybody you may think may be interested in this type of thing. That helps me a lot, trust me, it just does. Another way you can help out the channel is by going to GleasonBrosRacing.com and getting some merch. I really got to find some time to get those ideas for merch out of my head and onto paper so that we can actually sell some more interesting stuff. But we do have race team merch. We got stickers. We have t-shirts. We also have channel merch. We have some novelty shirts. We have hats. We have other stickers. You name it. We've got some interesting stuff there. And it's really affordable. I'm going to be fair with you guys. I've made it really affordable because it ain't like things are really cheap nowadays. And if I can help you guys help me, I'm all for it. And until next week, when we go and give another try at Stafford, thank you guys very much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single thing you guys do for me, and we'll go give her a heck again next week. So thanks again.